God's way is way easier than our way. Now, if you're like me, I heard this. The first time I heard this, I was like, there's no way this is. Well, let me tell you a story. A couple months ago, I moved to a whole other country and decided that because everybody was on me about it and it was something that was needed, that I needed to start putting together all the official documents to pull together to start with my immigration process. Now, a part of that meant that I looked back and I had to get together like certain documents that were in my home country, Jamaica, and get people to like organize all of that, print all of that, photocopy what needed to be copied, and then ship it to me. And I remember I was in that busy season and yet I stopped what I was doing even though I felt like I shouldn't have. But there was this fear, there was a sense of control, there was this thing that, oh my God, at some point this thing is going to come up and it's going to bite me solid in the butt, and therefore I must do it even though there was a small voice saying to me that it wasn't needed. So I went ahead and I did that, and the package arrived and I placed it on the table in my living room, and it sat there for about 2 months. 3 months later, I get married. I moved to a whole other country. And that means all of those documentations that I thought I would have needed by then were not needed. At the 2 months mark, um, I remember I was leaving the country to go on a trip, and I heard the Lord, as I passed the documents, I heard the Lord said to me, "See, I told you that it could have waited, because every time I left that country and returned, I got another 6 months in the country without having any legal issues." And then, of course, 5 months later, I was no longer even going to be living in the country. I literally went back to the country to pack up my stuff and leave again. And there on the table was a packet of documents waiting for me to do something with. I remember I heard God laugh on both occasions and said to me, "See, I told you you didn't need it. My way," and that's when it hit me. God's way is seriously easier than mine. I wasted people's energy and time. I wasted my energy and time. I wasted my money because I felt I knew what was best and what needed to be in place for something that God already knew ahead. And so my encouragement to you, my pink flamingo friend, is to lean not upon your own will and your own understanding and your own wisdom around what's going to happen and when it's going to happen and what you need to get into place. The truth is, God sees the bigger picture, and He understands on a deeper level what you need to do, when you need to do it, how you need to do it for you to get to the results that He has for you. Don't be like the Israelites who were meant to get to the promised land in 11 days, but because of their disobedience and their stubbornness, they ended up wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. And the one thing I've noticed is that even when I get to my goal in the time that I desire to get there, when I do it without God's blessing on it, there's a sanctification aspect of it that I miss. And so I may get the thing physically, but the emotional blessings that God had for me to get with me reaching that goal, I missed it. The spiritual blessings that God had for me that was connected to that goal, I missed it because I did it His way. I did it my way than doing it His way. And so my pink flamingo friend, my encouragement to you today is, remember, God's way is easier. So instead of being a control freak, instead of being somebody who overthinks, do the one thing He tells you to do today. Listen for His small voice and take that step, because you will get to where you need to get to with the exceeding abundance that He promised you on every single level. And it will be way easier than you imagined.